Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Let's Talk Football. My name is Liam. FA Cup action has just wrapped up, and oh my goodness, some incredible games have just concluded. Manchester United versus Liverpool is where we are going to kick things off, of course. But before we get there, make sure you are subscribed. Hit that like button if you enjoy the video, and get involved in the comment section. I would love to hear from you guys. It is Let's Talk Football. Let's talk about it. All right, so FA Cup action, like I said, Manchester United versus Liverpool. What a game we just watched. I mean, it's these two teams, of course. I mean, arch rivals for decades and decades, and this fixture definitely lived up to the billing. It ends 4-3 at Old Trafford for Manchester United after extra time. And boy, did it have the drama. Things started off early for Manchester United as 10 minutes in, Scott McTominay scored to take the lead. He's had a fantastic goal-scoring season for club and country, and that continues here in this game. First half was actually pretty good for Manchester United. They controlled a lot of the possession. They had some good moments, good chances as well, but they weren't able to convert on these multiple chances, which did open the door for Liverpool late in the first half. Alexis McAllister scored in the 44th minute. He got the ball from Darwin Núñez, who laid it off to him. He tucked it away very cleanly past Andre Onana. There was a big deflection, though, off of Manu, who it went past Onana. He couldn't really do too much. He did get a bit of a hand to it, but it ultimately ended up in the back of the United goal, 1-1 just minutes before halftime. But disaster in added time of the first half as Mohamed Salah gets on the score sheet 2 minutes after the 45 to make it 2-1 Liverpool, flipping the script a little bit. I mean, it was United who should have gone into halftime in control, or at least even, but it was Liverpool who took the lead through Salah, who, again, got a bit lucky in the box. His finish was not a Mohamed Salah finish. He kind of scuffed it, but it did go in off the post. 2-1 Liverpool in dreamland. And that's how it stayed for majority of the second half. There were chances at both ends. Both teams created, both teams pressed. But it was 2-1 Liverpool going into the dying embers. That is before everyone's favorite Beyblade, Mr. Anthony, stepped up to score himself a goal for Manchester United, equalizing the match in the 87th minute. Of course, this sent the game to extra time, but before that final whistle, the last kick of the game, Marcus Rashford had his name up in lights to steal the game, to steal a winning goal. Through on goal, one-on-one with Kelleher. He puts it wide. I had my own head in my hands, and he did. He ended up face down in the Old Trafford turf. I was sitting there going, what did I just watch? How did he put this wide? That I genuinely saw that. I went, this is not happening for United today. If you're missing that, Liverpool are going to capitalize. They're going to go on to win this game. So it does go to extra time, and like I was saying, Liverpool capitalize. Harvey Elliott gets on the score sheet in the 106th minute, seemingly going to win the game for Liverpool in extra time. The noodle head that was, I mean, I don't like that hair, Harvey. I'm not one to comment on hairstyles, clearly, but I'm not a fan of the mid-2000s Justin Timberlake noodle hair. I don't know. You're better than that, Harvey. But the scoring does not end there. Marcus Rashford gets another opportunity to get himself on the score sheet. This time, he does not make a mistake. Scott McTominay puts the ball into Rashford. He takes a touch, puts it to the side of Kelleher. Goalie doesn't even move. He can't. There's nothing for him to do. It is 3-3 after 112 minutes. And then, in the dying seconds, in a minute after the 120th minute, in extra time, up steps Amad Diallo. Once a bit of a golden boy of the club, a bit of a future prospect, sent down on loan, of course. He's back. He was trying to fight for a spot this season. Hasn't got many minutes in the first team, but he gets his opportunity today, and he takes his opportunity today, scoring, winning the game for Manchester United 4-3 after extra time, sends Old Trafford into raptures. He gets himself sent off during his celebration. He'd been booked once earlier in extra time. He gets a second yellow for taking his shirt off. He doesn't care. He's having the moment of his life right now. Manchester United are on to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. They're heading to Wembley. For Liverpool, the quadruple is off. As insane as that sounds, yes, they were on for the quadruple still. Jurgen Klopp does not win all 4 trophies in his final Liverpool season. He would have really wanted this one, I think. I think the FA Cup, he would have really, really wanted it. An insane game here between 2 arch rivals. Let's look at some of the numbers and break down kind of if I think the right team won on the day. Possession stats did end 42% for Manchester United, 58% for Liverpool. Now, I know possession doesn't mean everything. I am not a Pep Guardiola tiki-taka fan, but you could argue, Liverpool maybe controlled a bit more of the game. They held on to the ball a little bit more. Maybe they should have gone and capitalized on some of their chances, especially later on in the 90 minutes into extra time. Shots on goal, though, were completely even, 11-11. Again, it shows just how even this game was. Total passes completed, again, it does add to the narrative of Liverpool holding a bit more possession. Liverpool finished the game with 717 completed passes. Manchester United only had 512. Again, I say total passes, possession don't really matter. There's only one number that matters, and that was the final result, 4-3. Manchester United move on. There was a second game on Sunday for the FA Cup, which saw Chelsea hosting Championship Leicester. Things started off very well for the Premier League side, even though they've had their own struggles domestically. Mark Cucurella scoring in the 13th minute to give the Blues the lead, before Cole Palmer made it 2-0 just before halftime. Seemingly clean, cool, simple victory for Mauricio Pochettino's men. However, this is Chelsea. Nothing is cool, nothing is simple, nothing is easy. They enjoy making their lives difficult. So in the 51st minute, Chelsea's man Disasi decides to score one of the best own goals you will see all season. He kicks it back to his goalkeeper, who is not in his goal, scoring a great goal. If you were going the other way, we're talking, hey, fantastic finish for a big man. Unfortunately, it was in his own net. Bad. Just after the hour mark, it was Leicester who scored again. Mavididi makes it 2-2. The Foxes have fought back in the second half. They're doing so well in the Championship. Chelsea have had their struggles in the Premier League. What a game we have on our hands. Unfortunately for Leicester, it was heartbreak at the end. Chukwuemeka scored in the 92nd minute before the cherry on top to wrap it all up, to put the game away. Noni Madueke scored in the 98th minute, 4-2. Chelsea move on, breaking Leicester hearts. The better team does win on the day. Leicester will feel a little bit heartbroken, but if we look at the numbers, there was only one team who deserved to win this game. Possession-wise was 60-40 for Chelsea, but the real telling stat is shots on goal. Chelsea had 8, Leicester only had 1. So Chelsea move on as well to the semifinals. Let's look at Saturday's games. There were 2 big matches as well to get the other 2 semifinalists. Let's look at the other game involving a championship team and a Premier League team. Wolverhampton Wanderers played Coventry City, and we've got our first upset of the FA Cup quarterfinals. Coventry shock Wolves with a 3-2 victory. You absolutely love to see it. The magic of the FA Cup. It was Coventry who opened the scoring in the second half. 53rd minute, Elias Sims gets on the score sheet. But late on in the 90 minutes, Wolves seemingly do enough to secure the victory. 83rd minute, Nori gets on the score sheet to level things, rescuing the day for Wolves. Before in the 88th minute, Bueno gets on the score sheet, seemingly winning it for Wolves. A late goal. Wow, we've come back. Yes, it was hard fought, but we've come back and beaten Coventry. But wait, there's more. 97th minute, it's the big man again, Elias Sims scoring to equalize it late on. Incredible scenes. We're going to extra time. But wait, there's even more. In 90 minutes plus 10, the 100th minute of this game, Haji Wright scores, the American, to send Coventry to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. You love to see it. That is what this game is all about. The FA Cup, a magical, magical cup. There's always drama. There's always upsets. There's always surprises. Coventry move on 3-2. Brilliant scenes. There was one other game involving two big Premier League teams. Manchester City hosting Newcastle. It does end 2-0 for Manchester City. Bernardo Silva scoring both of the goals in the 13th minute and then the 31st minute. Honestly, this game was a little bit boring. I mean, again, no offense to Pep Guardiola, his tiki-taka passing, possession-based football. It works. Clearly, he gets results. But there was no real contest to this one. I mean, Newcastle had a couple moments, a couple chances. Nothing incredible. I know Alexander Isak missed one opportunity that he should have scored to make it 1-1, I believe, at the time. But ultimately, it was Manchester City totally dominant, totally in control. Possession finished 72% for Manchester City and Newcastle having 28%. The big number, of course, when Manchester City is involved is the total completed passes. They finished the 90 minutes on 789 completed passes. Newcastle, they barely scraped together 293, a bit of a difference. So Manchester City, Coventry City, Chelsea, and Manchester United move on to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. They're all heading to Wembley. They are one step away from the final. The draw has been made for the semi-finals. It will take place April 20th, so put that in your calendars. Definitely, you have to watch these ones. Manchester United have drawn Coventry City. Could we see another shock on the cards? Could Coventry make an FA Cup final? Or will Eric Ten Hag get a cup final, a chance to maybe salvage a bit of this season, maybe secure himself a European place? That Premier League race is tight right now. And then the other tie are the two big boys, Manchester City versus Chelsea. I think those are going to be two fantastic games with a lot on the table. All four teams, of course, are going to be desperate for a victory in that semifinal. I would love to know who you think will advance from that, who will make the FA Cup final, score predictions, players to watch, maybe a storyline you want me to cover. Let me know in the comment section. I would love to know. The FA Cup is truly football's most magical tournament. I don't think you could argue it has the best storylines you could ever imagine. I mean, when you start off at the very beginning with these small clubs, upsets on the cards, big matches with small versus ginormous teams, there's nothing better than it. And now we are down to the final four. Like I said, let me know in the comment section who you think's going to win the FA Cup, who's going to make the final of the tournament. Hit that like button if you enjoy the video, and subscribe if you're new. My name is Liam. This is Let's Talk Football. We will see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.